Hello there. I am sure that you are familiar with the Star Wars Black Series figures. It's a great line of figures. But did you know that there was a smaller version released, about 9 years ago? Welcome to Unboxing the Boxes, my Star Wars collection. This is episode 185, the Walmart exclusive 3 3/4 inch Black Series figures. Take a Black Series figure with all its articulation and shrink it down to 3 3/4 inch size. Most collectors would probably call that the Vintage Series. But back in 2015 through 2017, somewhere in there, Walmart began selling figures exclusively in the vintage size, but in the old black and red Black Series boxes. They released 29 of these figures back then, and unfortunately, I was not able to collect all 29 of them. But during this video, I would like to share with you the 17 of them that I did find in stores back then. But before I begin doing that, I think it is time to have another trivia question. Are you ready for this? This time the trivia question comes from a little site known as watercoolertrivia.com. And the question is, George Lucas originally dreamed that one of the most famous actors and directors of the era would voice Darth Vader. In the end, though, Lucas decided that the voice of this famous man was too iconic and therefore too easy for audiences to recognize. I kind of want to say the two things listed here that this man was a part of, but if I do that, I think it's going to give away the answer. So, once again, George Lucas originally dreamed that one of the most famous actor-directors of the era would voice Darth Vader. In the end, Lucas decided that the voice of this famous man was just too iconic and therefore too easy for audiences to recognize. Who was that man? All right, like I said, when Walmart released these exclusive 3 3/4 inch Black Series figures, there were 29 of them, and they were released in 9 different waves. Now, Wave 1 only had 3 figures, Wave 2 had 3 figures, or Wave 3 had 4 figures, but 4 was back to 3 figures again. 5 had 4, Wave 6 had 2, Wave 7 had 2, Wave 8 had 4, and Wave 9 had 4. Very uneven with the waves for this particular series of figures. Well, the figures started coming out in 2015, and they continued through 2017. And like I said, there were 29 of them. I have 17 of them. So let's go through what these figures are and see what you think of them. First of all, I got a Luke Skywalker figure here, and I have a Vintage Series Luke Skywalker figure here. And yes, when you compare the sizes, they are both pretty much the same size, the 3 3/4 inch size. Both of them are very well articulated at the elbows and at the knees and other places that you'd normally like to see your figures articulated. Why release a Black Series figure when I think they were already releasing the vintage line? More than likely, it was a cash grab, something different. And I think part of it is some of the figures that were released in the Black Series figures have not been released in the Vintage Series collection. So maybe that's part of it too. But let's find out which 17 I have, shall we? And we'll take it from there. All right then, I think we'll do this by the waves so you can see how the figures came out. Now, one thing you're going to notice is this was your chance to get various figures from the sequel trilogy. And tell the truth, I don't think a lot of these figures were released outside of these Black Series figures. But let's see what we have, shall we? Well, in Wave 1, like I said, there were 3 figures. The first of those 3 figures, which is Chewbacca, I do not have. Me, one of the biggest fans of Chewbacca, does not have the Chewbacca Black Series 3 3/4 inch figure. Yeah, well, let's keep moving on to the other ones. The next one would be Darth Vader. On the back, it has nice little descriptions. I did like it when they did that back then. Intending to turn Luke Skywalker to the dark side, Darth Vader sets a trap for the young Jedi, using his rebel allies as bait. We look at this, we can see that he does have a very nice figure here. I do like the black cloak that comes with him. And of course, we got the red lightsaber, so overall, a nice figure for the collection. The first one I have of the 3 3/4 inch Black Series figure. The third one of the first wave would be Luke Skywalker. And this is Jedi Luke Skywalker with his brown cloak and lightsaber. Convinced he can turn his father away from the dark side of the Force, Luke Skywalker surrenders to Darth Vader and is brought before the Emperor. So 2 good starts for the collection. Let's move on to wave number 2 and see what we have there. Now, wave number 2, once again, I am missing one, but not this one. We have the First Order Stormtrooper. Looking at it, it's a really nice figure. I do like this figure. Equipped with sleek armor and powerful weapons, the Stormtroopers enforce the will of the First Order. He comes with 2 pistols. One is already in his hand, and the other one is waiting for his other hand. A good one to add to the collection. And such a good one that, you know me, there's going to be something that I buy doubles of, right? And of course, the Stormtrooper happens to be one. Oh, wait. It's a Stormtrooper, right? There are thousands and probably millions of Stormtroopers. Okay, we'll get a third one just to make it worthwhile. So yes, I have 3 First Order Stormtroopers of this series. The next figure in Wave 2 would be Kylo Ren. After all, these guys need a leader, right? We've got to have a good, strong leader in the Force for them. A dark warrior, strong with the Force, Kylo Ren commands First Order missions with a temper as fiery as his unconventional lightsaber. And you know, that was one thing when that movie came out and he had that new lightsaber with the little crossguard blades. That got me a little hyped up to see the movie. Yes, it was something different, something new added to the Star Wars universe. And one of the reasons I wanted to go see the movie. Well, that's 2 of the second wave. And the third one of the second wave, there again, I'm missing it because it's Princess Leia Organa of A New Hope. Well, let's move on to Wave 3 and see what I have. The first one in Wave 3 would be Finn in his Jakku clothing. As we can see here, he does come with a pistol, although the one on here looks slightly warped, so I don't know if that one's going to really shoot very well. A trained warrior desperate to escape his past, Finn is plunged into adventure as his conscience drives him down a heroic but dangerous path. So there's Finn. Next, we have Han Solo from Return of the Jedi. And I do like the camouflage cloak he's wearing here. And of course, he's got his trusty blaster. As the Rebel fleet assaults the unfinished Death Star, Han Solo leads a mission to destroy the battle station's shield generator on Endor's forest moon. Pretty good figure. The face is a little distorted, a little not quite looking like Han Solo, like Harrison Ford. But it's a Han Solo figure, so we'll let it go at that. The third one on Series 3 is Poe Dameron. And actually, this is a pretty decent figure of Poe Dameron. He comes with a pistol again, which is already in his hand, and he does come with a removable helmet. An ace pilot, Poe Dameron is a leader in the Resistance fight against the evil First Order. He soars into battle behind the controls of a modern X-Wing fighter. And that X-Wing fighter was pretty cool. I kind of liked his black X-Wing fighter in the movie. There's Poe Dameron. And of course, you know me. There's got to be something I buy double of, right? And that happens in this case to be Poe Dameron. So we've got 2 Poe Damerons. I can think of other figures I'd rather have doubles of than Poe Dameron, but that's what it is. The fourth one of the third wave is Rey. And as we can see here, Rey comes with the most accessories of all the figures so far. She comes with her staff, backpack, and can't really say helmet because it's not a helmet, it's a robe, but what she wore when we first saw her in the movie. Rey is a resilient survivor, a scavenger toughened by a lifetime of dealing with cutthroats of the harsh desert world of Jakku. So, like I said, this one was nice because it had so many accessories. Well, there we have the first 3 waves. Let me get these out of the way, and we'll work on the next ones. Okay, there were 3 figures in wave 4, and I do have all 3 of those figures. The first one is Captain Phasma. Pretty nice looking figure, actually. And I like the blaster that Captain Phasma has. It's a sharp looking blaster. Clad in distinctive metallic armor, Captain Phasma commands the First Order's legions of troopers. Another good figure to start off this wave with. The next one is Han Solo, and this is the older Han Solo that we had in The Force Awakens. Though Han Solo has seen much in his long checkered career, nothing compares to the abominable threat of the First Order's latest weapon. In a foolhardy mission to save the galaxy, Solo races to the heavily fortified Starkiller base. Basically, his only accessory is the blaster, once again in his hand already. So there's number 2. Number 3 is Princess Leia Organa. And of course, this is the Princess Leia Organa from the sequel trilogy also. So we can see all 3 of these figures in Wave 4 came from there. Despite all that she has endured and lost in a lifetime of war, Princess Leia Organa continues to shine as a beacon of hope for the loyal soldiers of the Resistance under her command. So not a bad figure, pretty decent figure. I'm not really happy with the face of this figure. That is one nice thing the vintage collection has done a little better. For many of those figures, they actually scanned the faces, so they're a lot better looking and look a lot closer to what the characters were in the movie. Let's move on to Wave 5, of which there are 4, and I do have all 4 of Wave 5. The first one is Admiral Akbar. Kind of a nice figure there. He comes with 2 accessories. He's got his baton, if you want to call it that, and a communications device. A veteran commander, Akbar has led the defense of his homeworld, Mon Cala, during the Clone Wars, and then masterminded the rebel attack of the second Death Star at the Battle of Endor. So a good figure to start off the 5th series with, or the 5th wave with. The next one in this line is Ahsoka Tano. So you'll notice we're kind of working into the Clone Wars here a little bit with this. The Clone Wars as far as the TV series. Anakin Skywalker's apprentice, Ahsoka Tano, left the Jedi Order before it was destroyed during the Great Jedi Purge, but the truth of her fate remains unknown. We kind of know the truth of her fate now between the other TV series that followed the Clone Wars. Although at the end of the Ahsoka television series, her fate is once again kind of left with a question mark. She has got 2 lightsabers, 2 lit lightsabers, and 2 unlit lightsabers. So you could say almost 4 accessories to that one. The third one of this series is the Emperor's Royal Guard. And this one looks sharp. I like this one. And it comes with lots of accessories. He comes with his vibro staff and a smaller staff and a pistol and a shoulder protector and another type of helmet. So he actually comes with 2 helmets. The Emperor's Royal Guard were the personal bodyguards and assassins of Sheev Palpatine. Armed with the royal pikes and fully clad in their anonymous helmets in crimson, the Royal Guard were silent, imposing, and deadly. The 4th figure of Wave 5 is Lando Calrissian. Once a smooth-talking smuggler, Lando Calrissian changed from a get-rich-quick schemer to a selfless leader in the fight against the Emperor, And we can see the only accessory that Lando comes with is a pistol. And to tell the truth, his facial sculpt is pretty good on this figure. I like that one. So there we have Wave 5. Wave 6 only had 2 figures. I don't even know why they call it a wave. Why couldn't you put Wave 6 and 7 together? Because each one only had 2 figures. So Wave 6, we'll start with Jyn Erso. Sergeant Jyn Erso. A highly skilled soldier in the Rebel Alliance, Jyn Erso is an impetuous, defiant warrior eager to bring the battle to the Empire. Jyn has little patience for debate within the Alliance High Council command, enough so that she takes matters into her own hands. Pretty good figure of Jyn Erso when we look at it. She comes with 3 different accessories. I think I may need to watch this movie again and find out what she's got here. Is that some sort of radio? One of them could kind of be a radio. So there's Jyn Erso. So now we've got Rogue One coming into this. The next one is an Imperial Death Trooper. Well, something to go along with Jyn Erso. The elite soldiers of Imperial intelligence, Death Troopers, are encased in specialized Stormtrooper armor with a dark, ominous gleam and serve as bodyguards and enforcers for Director Krennic. I liked these when I saw them in Rogue One. I thought it was a nice addition to see a different type of Stormtrooper, especially one in black armor. That was really cool. Well, there's Wave 6. So, like I said, those are the last ones I was able to pick up. I'm missing 7, 8, and 9. And in case you're wondering what those were, in Wave 7, we had Cassian Andor, Scarif, Stormtrooper Squad Leader. We go to Wave 8, we go to Ponda Baba, Boba Fett, Prototype version, a Sand Trooper, and Tusken Raider. So in other words, we kind of went back to the original trilogy there. And in Wave 9, we have the Elite Praetorian Guard. We have Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master. We have Rose and a First Order Stormtrooper Executioner. So in Wave 9, we were kind of all over the Star Wars universe as far as movies go. So someday I may have to go back and try to find those and complete the set. I'm not in any big hurry to do it at the moment. But now that I've had them out and looked at them, it's something that's on my radar again. So at some point, I'm going to have to sit down and see if I can find some of these missing ones to fill the massive holes in my collection here. Well, what do you think of these figures? I thought they were kind of cool when they first came out. Like I said, there are several figures in this Black Series, Walmart exclusive series, that we have not seen released in the vintage collection. Which, considering they've already got molds, why not? Well, I suppose it's probably time to find the answer to that trivia question I had, right? Let me get my iPad out here, and we'll find out what the answer is. Okay, once again, the question was, George Lucas originally dreamed that one of the most famous actors or directors of the era would voice Darth Vader. In the end, Lucas decided that the voice of this famous man was too iconic and therefore too easy for audiences to recognize. And remember I said I took out the 2 things that he was most well known for so that it gave you a little more of a challenge? I'll tell you what those 2 things are now, just to give you a little more of a clue. One was Citizen Kane, and the other was the War of the Worlds. So if that doesn't give it away, then I don't think you know the answer. And the answer is Orson Welles. Now, can you imagine Darth Vader's voice being Orson Welles? I can't. I am so used to the voice we have for Darth Vader, I don't want any other actor to even be considered to be the voice of Darth Vader anymore. James Earl Jones did a fantastic job, and as far as I'm concerned, he will always be the voice of Darth Vader. Well, thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it, and if you do, please hit that like button and let the YouTube algorithm know that you did like it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notifications bell so that you are notified when new videos are released. And by the way, why don't you leave a comment and let me know what you think of these figures? Until next time, may the Force be with you. and keep collecting!